Ladies and gentlemen, the Katana Gaming League is about to get underway in just a couple of moments. Xtreme Academy versus Pain Nation. Your first game broadcasted live of the Katana Gaming League, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on into the stream. My name is Zep. You are watching Zepcast, and it is about time we are getting to broadcast for the Katana Gaming League. It's finally up and running, and here we are with the Division 3 match. As we said, Xtreme Academy versus Pain Nation. Really looking forward to getting into this one. Come on, the boys. Mr. Prime UK in first chatter. Good man yourself. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you are doing well. Hashtag Muddy Goat. We got a Muddy fan in here. Andromedal. Medel, either way, doesn't matter. But thank you very much for coming in. Well, it does matter. That was actually kind of rude. I said that it's not, you know, I hope you wouldn't be angry at how I pronounced it either way is what I mean. But very, very welcome in. Very welcome in. You can tell it's been a while. Welcome in, my friend. Thanks for being here. There we go. I finally managed it. I managed to actually speak normal. Thank God. Folks, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for being here, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this game. Once again, as always, I'm just a little bit late, so there's not going to be too much of an intro as we get into this. We're going to very quickly show you the maps, make sure we get joined into the players' lobbies, and then get these games underway for you, because we want to get this started. Katana have been trying to get this league started for a long time. It's finally here. And you know, you don't want to listen to me waffling. You want to see the games. You want to see the games that are going to be played. So we are going to get into them. Ghosty GG1 just here for the panel S&D show. I'm sure it'd be a good show. Again, you guys, you know more about these players than I do, so you're getting me excited. If you're saying he's going to put a show on for a Search and Destroy, I am certainly here to see that show. First class tickets to see that. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the games themselves, we're going to take a quick look at the maps that these teams are going to be playing in throughout this series, starting off with map number 1. Map number 1 is going to see us go to Embassy for a hard point. Very interesting that an Embassy has made its way in first off the bat, but you will see why Embassy has made it in after we have a look at the bans, because we actually got the map bans in. So it's going to make for an interesting viewing, to say the least. But Embassy is definitely a map where you need to come and start strong. It's a map that I've seen teams dominate in, so you want to make sure you're starting strong. You've got that teamwork together. You're getting control of the rotations. Rotations are massive on this map, so both these teams are going to want to make sure they start off on the right foot. And after that, they're going to be moving on to the hotel for a little bit of Search and Destroy. Honestly, in my opinion, this is the best map for a Search and Destroy. I know it's a map that we see about 50 million times in every single COD stream these days, every single CODcast, because it's the only proper map. Let's be honest, it's one of the only real proper maps. And Ghosty GG, loving the production, absolutely love to see it. Worked a long time in this, buddy, so I'm glad you're liking it. Pain is very strong, wallahi billah. Nice to hear. Map number 3, it's going to be hotel again, this time for Control. Is one team gonna have control of this whole series is something that you might want to ask yourself, because if they do, when they get to map number 3, that could be GG for one of these two teams, especially if they like hotel. The fact that they have it twice, it's extra nice for them. But you never know. Again, I haven't seen these teams in action before. I don't know how it's going to be, whether it's going to be a whitewash or whether it's going to be pretty close, and that's what makes it super exciting to see. And we will see when we get into this map, but hopefully we don't finish at a map number 3 from the subjective objective point of view. Hopefully we get to map number 4, where we will find ourselves over in Mercado Las Almas. Now this, I hate this map. I hate it with a passion. I can't say otherwise. There's nothing I could sit here and do that would try to convince myself I like this map. It's not nice, I don't like it, but hopefully these teams like it, because they've picked it and they're going to have to run with it. It is a tough map to play, especially on a hard point, but you know, these teams are big boys. I'm sure they'll manage. And last but not least, folks, for map number 5, find ourselves back to Mercado once more, this time for a Search and Destroy. Really looking forward to getting into this one, folks. I mean, look, Mercado is definitely an interesting map. We have it twice if we get that far. We've got a double hotel and kicking off with a little bit of an embassy, so it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. How are these teams going to cope? That's something we're going to find out very shortly, but Ladies and gentlemen, I just cannot wait to get into this. Honestly, it's going to be such a good series to watch. Now, where is my screen? Here it is, folks. I'll get it up for you now. Again, a little rusty. It's been a while since I used this. But, folks, these are your maps for the day. Cannot wait to get into this. Just going to make sure quickly in the callcaster, because everyone's in the lobby ready to go. Going to make sure I have everything right so we can get straight into this. So make sure not to go anywhere. In just a moment, we will be beginning map number 1 of the Katana Gaming League Division 3. The opening game. Cannot wait to get into it, folks. Do not go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are going to be getting underway with this map any moment now. Guessing Xtreme Academy don't like Fortress. That is something I was actually going to talk about, so thank you very much for bringing that up. Let me just turn the music down again, folks. Apologies. Rework things a little bit here, so we are still testing some stuff, so apologies if the music goes a little bit all over the place at times. But yes, it does seem like they don't like Fortress. You know, that is something it looks like we have been able to deduce from this. But what is interesting to see as well, we look over at the side of Pain Nation. There's a lot more to see from Pain Nation in terms of what maybe will let them down in this series, because at the end of the day, Xtreme, they didn't like Fortress and they managed to just successfully get rid of it. But you look at Pain Nation, they don't like Hydro. Hydro isn't going to be in here, so that's fair enough. They don't like Elacelio. That's not going to be in here, so that's fair enough. But they banned an assembly. My God, today is not going good for me in terms of speaking. But folks, they banned Embassy. And they're going to have to play an Embassy in map number 1. Now, granted, it is quite different from S&D in comparison to a hard point. You know, that is something definitely worth considering. But the fact that they're just not really 100% confident in it, and yet they're having to play at map number 1 off the bat, inaugural game of the Katana Gaming League, there's a bit of pressure there that they're going to have to overcome. But you never know, maybe Xtreme don't like it either. Maybe they just really didn't like Fortress, so they wanted to make sure that they got that one out of the way. So yeah, it is really hard to know. It will definitely be interesting to see how these teams cope when we get into this game. And we will be getting into this game at any moment. Apparently, we are just waiting for the host to start. And yeah, folks, I want to hear your predictions. Let me know who you think is going to come out on top in this series. And once again, thank you all very, very much for being in here and checking out the stream as well. Folks, it looks like we're about to get underway with map number 1. Map number 1 about to begin here. Best of luck to both of these teams as they will be trekking towards Embassy this time for a hard point. They like Fortress. They like Fortress, and yet they're banning it. If they like Fortress, why are they banning it? That is interesting. If that is actually the case, and what you're telling me is true, then that is definitely an interesting choice from them. Let me see here, folks, as we're going to get ourselves into the game. Nope, wrong screen. Game screen. There we go. I told you it's been a while, folks, but ladies and gentlemen, we are here and ready to begin. Edit the sound a little bit for you guys. Again, I apologize if some things were messed with before. We don't want audio being too loud so you can't hear my beautiful voice over the gameplay. But meanwhile, we are on board with Row for Xtreme Academy. Picks up a nice kill against Brownie. Muddy also picking up a kill. Row deciding to get another against Dimma. Fantastic start off the bat here for Xtreme as they're sitting and getting the initial points. Pain Nation, they started off well, but The momentum quickly shifting to Xtreme as they're getting kills in waves now. Only one down for Xtreme Academy so far in Muddy. Everyone else so far going flawless. Pain Nation really struggling to start off here, but eventually Greek gets on the kills and decides to pick up another as well as he takes out Pinnell. I'm going to call him Pinnell, not Panel, but I will probably end up messing that up at some time. Meanwhile, Descent with 2, Muddy with 2, and that should give them complete control of P2, and Pain Nation very quickly starting on the back foot. We did allude to it before that they may not be the biggest fans of Embassy, and that does seem to be the case so far. Both Muddy and Descent currently on 5 streaks. Muddy making it 6 before being taken out, but Descent is going to be able to pick that up. Now 6-0. He's got that streak to work with, and he decides to get another 7-0. Fantastic start from Xtreme Academy. 40-2. Pain Nation starting off slow. 2 players. Not even got a kill on the board yet. Definitely need to get themselves warm. Brownie gets one on the board along with Dimmer. They shut me up straight away. Fair play to them, as Pain Nation are now working that scrap. You can see there, Greek. He's holding the scrap, but it's new that counts now. And so far, it actually looks like they may have a good setup here, Pain Nation. But Ro has climbed up. He's picked up 1. But he does get traded out then. And Pain Nation are going to be able to get the hold on this. It's amazing how quickly you can get time back on this map. Pinnell. I was about to say Panel, but he gets it, and he gets another. Pinnell with a fantastic 2-piece there to break a hill that looked pretty clean for Pain Nation. Xtreme Academy have the hold, but Akwizi and Greek combined for a few kills now. And they're not going to make this one super easy for Xtreme, who so far seem to have had a pretty enough easy ride of it so far. And now Pain Nation are actually back on the point. Greek has found himself on a 4 streak, getting warm in this game fast, holding on to the time. He is weak, and Muddy finishes the job with a grenade. 55-39 here as we're about to end on P3 and start the rotations towards P4. Massive gunfight happening in the back of P4 here. That Descent ultimately wins, and he is going to be able to hold the spawns for his team. 10-1 off the bat. Fantastic start. Make that 11. He is holding the Fortress down well. Even though they don't like playing Fortress, they're certainly holding this Embassy like it's a fortress of their own. And now Xtreme Academy, they're on point, 77-39. Very clean hold. They have so much control of this map, playing things exactly how they want to play them. But playing safe as well, not trying to be overly dominant in areas and holding scrap time. They know to rotate and to get hold of next hill. This is just a clockwork performance. And look at Muddy as well, 10-7. So far, so good for him. We got to go back on with Descent after picking up more kills. And Pinnell, Descent, and Muddy combining for more kills there to get another full squad wipe. And Pain Nation are feeling the pain at the moment. And Greek, he's going to pick up one in the rotation. So they might have a decent rotation here unless Pinnell has something to say about it. He picks up one. Is he going to get the second against Greek? He doesn't. He just gets taken out. But while that was happening, Descent has got himself onto another 5 streak and is around the back spawn now. 14-1. Make that 15. He's going to try and get out with his life here, and he does. Just about 15-1 on a 6 streak, but Akwizi there with a 3-piece to get some time on this hill, and that could be massive in terms of shifting the momentum for Pain Nation here off the back, because they really do need a momentum shifter quickly. Descent is currently feeling himself 15-3 now after having going down, but he can afford some deaths at this rate for how highly he has started. But funnily enough, you look at the scores across the board. Xtreme Academy, they're doing way better on the kills so far. They do seem to be dominant, but that's not overly reflecting on the points yet. A 60-point lead isn't much to recoup if Pain Nation were able to switch a gear. But we did say that Xtreme Academy were playing this one safe. They were playing for rotations and general control of map. So it looks like they're going to be in a position where they're going to be able to keep this lead. Because again, you just look at that kill feed there. More kills coming in for them, completely dominating Pain Nation, who are going to have to try and rotate back for P1, but even that doesn't look likely. Muddy with 2, Descent with 1, Pinnell with 1, and this is an annihilation to begin with. Pin L, thank you very much for letting me know, Mr. Prime. Pin L, I'll try to keep that in mind. And as we're back to P number 1, Ro currently 11-7, good on the kills and good on the time. 1 minute and 24 for Xtreme. That's a pretty damn good start. And you look at the streaks across the board. Muddy on 6, Descent on 2, Pinnell on 6, and Roll was on 2 there as well. They're just not dying anymore, Xtreme. They've got over a 100-point lead, and I think they're beginning to play this now with a little more cockiness and confidence. They're beginning to chase the kills because they know they can. And is there a player that doesn't have a streak? Pinol is one, Descent is one, Roll doesn't have one. And we're going to wait and see what Muddy, when he loads back in. Muddy does have one. They have 3 streaks to play with if Pain Nation somehow managed to make a comeback here. But let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, it really doesn't look like it's going to happen. Dima currently 6 and 19. Brownie 6 and 21. And look, at the end of the day, there could be a massive skill gap between these two teams. It's Season 1. Things can be very rough to start off with in terms of working in the numbers. They might feel slightly unjust, who knows, but at the end of the day, they're in here giving it their best shot, and you have to commend them for that. Before the moment, this is going all the way for Xtreme Academy, and Pain Nation, they just can't get a foot in at this point. I thought initially when they got a couple of points on the board that maybe they were going to be able to do something and keep this game tight, but Xtreme Academy, they just really seem strong here as Pinel manages to get another 2, could be on for a 3 here. 23 and 12 now. We were so focused on Descent, so focused on Muddy that we forgot to pick up Pinel. And folks, you look at these KD across the board. This is unbelievable stuff. 21 and 14, 20 and 5, 23 and 12. And meanwhile, the player who isn't exactly up as much in comparison to the rest is currently just 15 and 11. You know, you gotta respect it. You absolutely gotta respect it. And you know, we are going to go back to Descent. Look at the man, 20 and 5. Only 2 seconds on the board, but he doesn't need any to get any time because the rest of his teammates can pick that up, and he can just go around and slay and dominate and play creddy corners. And anytime Pain Nation look like they're going to get in a position where they can maybe make a charge, Xtreme Academy are so confident in Descent that he just sits in that little corner and catches them all on the back foot. It's a system that's really working for them here just due to the Gulf and Class and Pain Nation. I am very sorry, my friends, but it looks like you're going to be 100-point clubbed here as Xtreme Academy 246 to 82. Very much looking like it's going to be their day, and it is. Xtreme Academy Xtreme Academy winning it 250 to 82. What a thoroughly dominant performance there across the board from Xtreme Academy. And they played that one with so much confidence. Xtreme go 1-0 up in this series. So far, so good for them. They'll be looking to keep this going, getting in to map number 2. GG's to them. But you know, it's early doors yet. Things can change. They can't be getting too ahead of themselves here. You never know what is around the corner in these other maps. So they got to make sure to stay composed. But for now, Xtreme, they have the lead in this series and they are feeling good. Whew. What a fantastic start from them, folks. Xtreme starting extremely well here, taking that map number 1. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into uncharted territory now. We're going into map number 2. We had a feeling going into this one that Pain Nation may not love an embassy because they did ban it for the search and destroy. Now we're onto a hotel, a map where all teams are going to be way more versed. This is where Pain Nation could maybe pull a couple of tricks into their game. But we will see, of course, about that. That was a tight game. Lamau Quinn, easy 3-0. My God. Penalty Reaper and S&D. Shouldn't be Div 3, but first seasons are always like this, I guess. Exactly. First seasons are always going to be a bit muddy as they start off. But, you know, Katana system as well is something that can really work well long term. You know, with their ELO rating. Again, you know, it needs that time, it needs that bit of love, it needs that bit of patience from the community, just like a lot of these things do. But the long-term idea is something there that can be a real benefit to the community and add another level to the European Call of Duty scene. So, you know, there can be issues, of course. You know, But at the end of the day, if it ends up turning out right, then it'll be one of the best things that has ever happened to the European scene in a long, long time. And for the most part, you know, from what I've seen, again, I don't get too involved in that kind of stuff on my end, but it seems like it's pretty good. It seems pretty balanced. There's going to be moments, but ultimately, it's looking good. And again, things could change here. They could pull it back. You never know, folks. You never know. But we're going to be getting underway with map number 2 in just a few moments. Search and destroy on the hotel will be coming your way. Who do you think is going to win this one? Has that map number 1 changed your mind at all? Or are you going to stick firm in your beliefs? Map number 2 about to get underway. Hotel search and destroy. Who is going to come out on top? As we get the music faded out, the music goes down, and we get ready for a glorious map number 1. Or map number 2. What am I talking about? Guys, I can't speak today, honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, search and destroy on the hotel begins now, and we are going to start on board with Greek. And what's the plan here off the bat for Pain Nation? They're on the attack. Brownie has the bomb. Quick push, it looks, towards A. And are they going to try and get this bomb down? Seems to be a stalemate for the moment. He was going to cook a nade, but he decided not to. And Dimma manages to pick up a first kill there. And now, Pennell, he's going to be trying to take Brownie off the bomb plant, and he does. He doesn't get the kill. Brownie somehow manages to get out with his life. But now we take a look, we go back actually to Equitsi, because we take a look at this battle over at B-Bomb. That could be massive. Xtreme Academy are 1 life down. Equitsi knows that the scent is here. He's actually going to get moved up maybe into an interesting position here as Rowe manages to pick up a snipe there against Brownie. Good kill. And just like that, it's a 1v3 as Xtreme Academy managed to secure this round by the looks of things. Maybe not as clean as they would have liked it. For how well they played, they might have been expecting to go a little bit flawless. But so far, so good. Oh, row. Row your boat. Oh. Picking up round number 1 in style. Has the snipe out. See you later, alligator. He says, or maybe he doesn't say it because he's not 12, but he says see you later as he picks up that snipe. Great first round there from Rowe, getting the 2-piece. And as we go to round number 2, how are Xtreme Academy going to hit this attack on the hotel? Making their way towards A-bomb. Pennell, he's dived up quickly to the center, but he doesn't get the kill. Dimma getting another first blood here. And Pain Nation, maybe they have something to bring to this search and destroy. Maybe it just didn't quite come through in that last round. Muddy, though, picks up a kill to even the odds. But the onus is on Xtreme here to get the plant. But Rowe, why am I not watching you? I need to get on you, Rowe. Descent manages to pick up another. And Xtreme Academy, they're just doing so well here. Even when it looks like just for a moment that they're not immortals, they just go and prove me wrong. And now that bomb is down, Equitsi is a tough job to do. He's going to get that kill on Rowe, and that is going to be big. He wants to shut down Rowe and get a death on the board for him so he doesn't let his confidence grow. And meanwhile, Equitsi, oh dear. That stun, maybe not the best. A little bit unfortunate there with the bounce. And Descent manages to pick up the kill against Equitsi. And Xtreme Academy go 2-0 up in this map. And they look like, from this point, that they are going to be trying at least to get themselves a little flawless 6-0 and potentially a flawless 3-0 in the series. They definitely feel like they can do that, but Pain Nation, they're going to be looking to stop them. So let's go on board with Rowe here on the defense. He's got that sniper out. Is he going to get a pick? He hasn't gotten the first bloods as of yet. And he still doesn't as Greek manages to pick up one. And I believe are all of these rounds For all of these rounds, Pain Nation have gotten the first blood, and then for the second round in a row, Muddy has answered back with a kill. Now this time, Greek manages to take out Muddy, so Pain Nation are within a chance here of reclaiming a round. It is possible. And again, folks, I do apologize as well for the color variation with the Xtreme. Xtreme, of course, in-game are showing yellow, but on the board there on the right, you can see that they are in blue. Something I forgot to change on my end. Again, folks, I told you I was rusty with the old graphics. But meanwhile, Pinel gets a kill, gets traded out by Greek, and it's now a 2v1. Pain Nation with a great chance here to pick up a round, and Descent is coming round the back. Had a great game in the last map. Can he continue this here with some worldy plays? He's going to pick up Brownie. He knows where to look for the second, but he doesn't get it. And Pain Nation take a round. And that was a round they desperately needed to get the confidence up, to get the ball rolling. Can they pick up some momentum off of this? Or is it just pot luck? Was it a bit of pot luck? You know, search and destroy. It does happen. But they're going to be very happy with themselves picking up a round in that scenario. And it's not like they're picking up a round 5-6 rounds in. It's 2-1. They could very, very easily claw this back. And we are going to go on board with Greek here, who's on a 4 streak. Did he get the ace last round? He may have gotten the ace. It is possible. I might have missed it. But Greek now 4-2 on a 4 streak. And he's stunning out that A. Brownie with the first blood. Another first blood towards Pain Nation. Xtreme Academy really need to go back to the drawing board with these first bloods, giving up the first life a lot. And in higher tier games against maybe slightly better opposition in their mind, they're going to get punished for that. And Dima, however I pronounce it, I don't know. They managed to get the kill, and now they're going to get the defuse. Is this going to be a flawless round? It is. A complete wipe from Pain Nation. And Pain Nation managed to pull this thing back to even. Folks, I don't think anyone who watched that map number 1, who, yes, Quinn, thank you very much for putting that in, by the way, finished 1-0 towards Xtreme, and what was a very dominant performance in that embassy, a 100 club. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that Pain Nation were going to be able to come back here and not only get a couple of rounds, but actually just stay in it? It's 2-2. They look like they're feeling confident. Maybe Xtreme Academy have another gear that they could switch into at the moment. I mean, Rowe is going to be looking for another snipe, most likely, on this defense. He's got it out, ready to go. Is he going to get the hit with it, is the question. He goes to stun, the doors open, but he misses. So, chance number 2 with the Semtex. And he waits for the smoke to clear. But he isn't going to run in anyone, because Pain Nation have made their way over to B. And they're going to be going for a quick plant here, unless Descent has anything to do about it. Descent makes the wise choice with getting out with his life. Muddy gets the first kill against Dima. And now Greek is in the point on a 5 streak, 5-2. He hasn't died yet, and he's going to want to keep that going in what will be a massive round for Pain Nation. A Quizzy takes out Greek. You hate to see it. The kills are being traded. Brownie's the last up. He can't quite do it. And Xtreme Academy come away with the round win to go back into the lead. And again, another good round from Pain Nation. They just lost it on the trades. I really do think we haven't given them enough credit here, because they are trying. They are trying very, very hard, and there is a possibility that they can sneak this. That round really could have gone either way. Xtreme Academy, of course, coming out on top in the instance. But folks, don't count anybody out here at this stage as we make our way towards round number 6 in this beautiful hotel map. How are they going to play? It is an A push from Xtreme. Pinel dives out along with Buddy. And Pinel, he's made his way further up, and he gets a kill against Brownie. Dimma managing to take out Muddy, though, so we find ourselves in a 3v3. Is Pinel going to push through the door? He does, but he doesn't get the kill as Dimma is there. Dimma's had a fantastic first couple of rounds here, all things considered. Well, we're nearly halfway through, but Dimma's really held his own here in this search and destroy, and fair play to him, as it's now a 3v2. And that bomb is down in a precarious position for Xtreme. Rowe, he has that sniper out, so he is going to go for this. And Greek, it looks like he knows that, and that's why he has backed off. But he's going to go up top now and have a look. And that was a fantastic move that has given Pain Nation the round and once again tied this all up. Folks, Pain Nation are really doing well here. A fantastic move to catch Rowe off guard. Rowe was just predicting he was going to be down low, but he had made the move when he had him weak, and that's a very, very nice bit of search and destroy play there. And folks, come on, you're going to throw some beef my way? Do! Beef and chat all you want. It gets more viewers, it gets more hype. Beef, come on, create some controversies. What I'm here for, guys. But meanwhile, staying on this game, we're gonna go back onto Greek here with Pain Nation. We're gonna stay with him because he could have a great performance here. But Pinot manages to get the first blood there, and Xtreme Academy have rarely gotten the first blood, and now it's a 2v4. And Pain Nation, if they manage to come back from this, never mind, because that ain't happening. Equitsy's gonna manage to get one. Actually managed to pick up two in what was a fantastic two-piece there. Knew exactly where to aim, some good knowledge, but it does look like Xtreme know that that bomb is down. They do. And you look at Rowe as well. He's watching an angle with the sniper. They're playing it safe. Equitsy. He isn't going to be able to get that kill, and now they know where he is. Will they enclose around him or play it safe? Time ticking away. Equitsy doesn't see when he peeks out, and Xtreme Academy go back into the lead here. Xtreme, they're not making things easy for themselves. Again, they go up 2-4, and fair play to Equitsy for getting that two-piece, but you shouldn't be peeking in that instance. Maybe just a little bit of cockiness overflowing from the previous map still, that they got to bring themselves back down to earth a little bit and see this game through. Who knows? I am just guessing. But it most certainly is a possibility here as we make our way onto round number 8. Things are way closer than what Xtreme Academy would have hoped for. But Pain Nation currently have Brownie on 3 and 6. Double Neg, the only teammate who isn't quite pulling the weight in comparison to the rest of his team. How is he going to be able to perform here in this round again? Dimma with the first blow before being traded out by Pinnell. Dimma has had a fantastic search and destroy. And Brownie needs to try and get some kills on the board, but Rowe has just popped off. We missed it. I was so focused on Brownie, but now it is up to Brownie to see what he can do here. Will he pick up Rowe? He will, and Rowe nearly getting a fantastic kill there. Brownie, even if he gets a couple of kills on the board, gets some confidence back. I know it may be 5-3, but there is a roll back at least from that point. Or can he do the unthinkable? He does seem to be running out of time here. He's going to need to move quickly. Does he know to check where Descent is? He doesn't check the right place at the right time. An Xtreme Academy move to within one round of securing this hotel search and destroy and going 2-0 up in this series. And they will be well on their way at that point of potentially getting their first series out of the way with a steady 3-0. They would absolutely love to get that under their belt for the inaugural game, the inaugural broadcasted game at least, of the Katana Gaming League, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming in here and checking out this game, showing support for your team, showing support for me as a caster. It does mean a lot, and I appreciate you all. But now onto this round that is going to be massive for Pain Nation. They're trying to switch it up again by going to this B, but Muddy, he's going to be there to pick up one. They had the reads. Dimma again there with the trade to make it 3-3. What a big kill. And now you look at the map. They have a free run into B. They will be able to get this bomb down. Dimma just has to stay alive here, play the lives, run down the clock, because they do have this down now. 3v2. Bomb down on B. It's up to Rowe and Pinnell to go massive here. The door's opened. Rowe's going to try and pick a snipe. Meanwhile, Pinnell's going to try and get in the other side, but he is weak. I just realized he's made it a 2v2. He did manage to actually pick up a kill. Now they're going to enclose in onto side. Pinnell at 1. Brownie gets the trade, and it's a 1v1. Rowe hugging the bomb. Is Rowe going to go for the defuse? Massive gunfight coming in here. Rowe picks up the kill. Just picks up that bomb, or picks up the gun, and runs straight at him. Brownie was not expecting that at all, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Xtreme Academy go 2-0 up in this series. What a game. Way closer than I think all of us would have predicted. But still not close enough for Pain Nation as Xtreme Academy go 2-0 up in this series. Fantastic bit of stuff from Xtreme. With a nice little 2-0 up. And they'll be looking to go even further up. Declan in, rating with the party of 13 viewers. Declan, thank you very much for coming in here, my friend. I hope your stream went well. I presume you were casting, or maybe you weren't. Maybe you're just hitting the stream, but I hope it did go well for you, my friend. And map number 2 goes the way of Xtreme, and they are moving ever closer to winning this series 3-0. Can they do it? Or will Pain Nation have something to say and not let this series go out quietly? They don't seem to like the hotel as much, Xtreme, and maybe that could be the difference maker. But for the moment, folks, make sure not to go anywhere because map number 3 is going to begin in just a few moments. Can't wait to bring it to you. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting underway with map number 3 very, very shortly. But folks, I want to know, first game of the Katana Gaming League, it's Division 3. What are you thinking of it so far? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the vibes? Enjoying to see these two teams compete? Because let's be honest, this is already writing itself a very interesting story. Pain Nation, they looked like they were going to be down and out after that map number 1. It was an absolute whitewash. 100-point clubbed was a super easy day for Xtreme when it came to that map. But we did speculate before we went into that map that Pain Nation maybe did not feel as confident on an embassy as they had banded for the Search and Destroy, as you could see on the map bans. That we did think that could be a major issue for them. And now they've got that map out of the way. We're onto a map that it seems like Xtreme aren't as big of fans of in the hotel, and we have 2 of those to play. Now, they did manage to win that hotel 6-3, but it was way closer than what they would have liked it to be. And Pain Nation will be in a position here where they could think, hey, we could sneak this. We could legitimately sneak this hotel control, at which point you're moving on to Mercado, and we have absolutely no clue how these teams feel at a Mercado, or at least I don't. You know, Mr. Prime, you'd be telling me things here in chat, you're the resident expert, so maybe you know how these teams are feeling. But as of now, for myself, I don't know. So it'll be really interesting to see how this goes. And you did say Muddy hates a hotel S&D. Maybe he likes a hotel control. You never know. You never know. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this one turns out. I believe we're nearly ready to kick off here. If anyone is in that game who's currently listening to me, if you don't know, I am in lobby. I am in lobby ready to go if you want to load into the private match. But if you're not ready yet, that's fine. Just letting you know. But man, what a good game to come back to. It's been a very, very interesting game. Zep, can you change team? Change team. I am not in the private match. Okay, so it looks like it's bugged for me, Muddy. You're going to have to invite me back in. I apologize about that. I thought you weren't in the private match. Let me see here. I'll get back in. And again, 30-second delay, so you're not going to hear this for a little bit, but I'll get in. Apologies for that. The user having already joined the lobby. Oh dear. Oh dear, are we having joining issues? Am I going to be able to get in? Typical Call of Duty, folks. Just when you think it's smooth sailing. Muddy sent me the invite along with a quick see to see if we can join in. Fetching profile, there we go. We are in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting underway with this game in just a couple of moments. I just got to make sure a couple of things are tweaked right before we go in. So don't go anywhere. Map number 3 beginning in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Map number 3 about to get underway here. My god, we loaded into that one quick. You're not even going to get to see any of the beautiful rendered out cutscenes I have for you. The B-roll, I'm so sorry. You're going to get to see barely any of it. But it's all in the name of good gameplay. As we get ready to get into this map number 3. Fingers crossed it actually loads in, because, you know, I just have a feeling we're going to run into an issue like that at some point. You never know. But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Map number 3. I need to switch these around. I knew I done something wrong, folks. There we go. Switched around. Thank you very much, Pablo Cast, by the way, who showed me a tip on how to do that. Super easy. Absolute legend. But meanwhile, we start on board. Turn this down slightly again, folks. Again, technical difficulties. Have to make sure the volumes are balanced. And here we are, ready. And we're on board with Pennell here. So they're going to try and make a quick cap towards this B. An interesting shot to play off the bat here. Definitely catching Pain Nation off guard. And Pennell currently 3-0 sitting on that point. Manages to take out Greek. Hops up as well. Is going to pick up another on a killing spree of 5 before being taken out by Dima. But it looks like they're going to have a clear cap of that B point. They are getting Pain Nation pushed off it. And now Pain Nation, they're going to have to defend that A, a way harder job. And it's 25-18. They are way up on the lives. Maybe respawn is just where Xtreme Academy excel. Brownie and Greek managed to get a couple of kills there. Maybe they can slow down Xtreme Academy just a bit. But for the moment, it ain't looking too swell for them. As Brownie managed to pick up, get a kill there against Pennell. Muddy takes out Greek. 21 versus 17. Not too bad yet, but Descent manages to take out Brownie. Descent manages to take out Dima. And Muddy manages to take out Okwitsi, who just after getting 2 kills. 19 versus 14 now. Descent on the point. He's going to be left on his own though as Pain Nation get a wave of kills. And Okwitsi slides in to get that kill. And Rowe was back near point, but that was a brilliant wipe there from Pain Nation to slow down the momentum of Xtreme. And these lives have very, very quickly evened up once again. 14v12. And Descent making his way back towards the point. Descent has had a phenomenal series, all things considered. A lot of the boys in Xtreme Academy have, but we just can't forget that map number 1. It will forever remain ingrained in our heads. As Pennell picked up 1, nearly picked up 2, but had to finish the reload, and Brownie got in there for 2. On a 6 streak, actually, Brownie. Hold up. Where'd this come out of? How did I miss this? As he makes it 7. Brownie. Oh my god. And now it's a 7v7. This round is getting extremely close. 6v7, and there's a long time left. Okwitsi with the 3-piece. 5 versus 6. Pain Nation, 1 life ahead. 2-0 so far to Xtreme Academy in this series, and Pain Nation looking to make this comeback. as a Quitzy is snapping. Killing spree of 5. And it looks like that they're going to get this round number 1. Pinel currently 10 and 8. Had a good round, but not good enough as he gets taken out there. And Pain Nation managed to pick up round number 1 in this control. Give this team some credit. Again, as we said, absolutely decimated in that map number 1. Looked like it was going to be an easy day out for them, for Xtreme, but Pain Nation have come back and given an interesting search and destroy, and now take a first round lead here on map number 3 on Hotel on Control. And as we get into round number 2, Xtreme Academy have left themselves with some work to do. Are they up for the challenge? As we're going to go on board here with Descent. 5 and 6. Pinel starts off with 2. Again, he's been playing very well for Xtreme Academy. The rest of his teammates falling behind a little bit here, or at least they did in the first round. Muddy with 1. Nearly gets another, but a Quitzy is there. And again, Xtreme Academy, they're a few lives ahead, but if you remember correctly, Xtreme Academy got quite a few lives ahead in that round number 1, but Pain Nation are on the attack now. So it's a harder job to win these rounds. So if Xtreme Academy can go ahead on lives here, they'll be feeling very, very confident. Very confident? Very confident. Oh my god, folks. Caster here. An absolute caster. Can't even seem to speak English. But meanwhile, while I'm not speaking English, Pinel is speaking the language of warfare. As he currently sits on a 5 streak, 17 and 10. Carrying Xtreme Academy, it has to be said here. Drop shotting left, right and centre. He's got that streak. That Deddy is still running. He's shooting it through walls now. What's this man doing? Pinel on the pinnacle. Until he gets taken out by Dimma. Dimma 6 and 12. Not had a good series here. 26 versus 15 now as Pain Nation really hitting the lives. Xtreme Academy only dropped 5 people this entire round. And Pain Nation, they managed to get A, but B is a way, way harder job. And a job that they're surely not going to fancy here as Pinel is popping off. Quitzy managing to shut him down there, but it does look like for this round at least, the damage has already been done. And Descent found himself in very little engagements here on the side of Xtreme. Nearly picks up a kill there against Greek and then decides, you know what, actually I will pick it up and manages to get that kill. Now 24 v 11. This round has been a demolition job from Xtreme. We've got the hints of that first hard point creeping back in here as Descent. He's shooting through walls, he shoots at walls, he shoots at doors. Even inanimate objects aren't safe from the gunny of Descent. As he's currently sits 6 and 6. Make that 7 and 6. Now managing to get himself onto a 2 streak. 21 versus 7. Hey, listen, Pain Nation, if you could do this from here, that would be fantastic. But I don't think it's going to happen in this round at least, as with 20 seconds left, it's 20 v 5. Make that 20 v 4. A Quitzy at 1. Could they do the impossible with 15 seconds left? Would probably be the craziest thing you've ever seen on the Call of Duty game. And then going to happen as Rowe manages to pick up the kill against the Quitzy. And he currently sits in a 4 streak now. Xtreme are really growing into this game. As Muddy's picked up a couple of kills, Rowe's picking them up. And they seem to be picking up some steam here as they tie things up at 1-1. Pinel just having an absolutely phenomenal round there. Completely dominating. Essentially single-handedly managed to wipe out the entirety of Pain Nation there, just getting the kills on A, draining their lives there so much to the point where they had absolutely no hope when it came to try and get that B point because they were like 10, 15 lives down. So very well done to Xtreme in that round, particularly Pinel. And it's now up to Pain Nation to try and answer back. 7 and 16. Dimma had a fantastic search and destroy to keep Pain Nation in that map. But now isn't able to pull up the numbers quite as much here on this control. And Rowe has found himself on a killing spree of 5 now. 10 and 9. Dimma with a great kill there. going to have to try and stop Xtreme on B. They got B last time, Xtreme. They went a lot of lives up. They got that B relatively quickly, but it's at A they seem to really struggle. So even if they capture this, it ain't a given. But if you're the side of Pain Nation, you don't want to risk giving this up. You don't want to let Xtreme get any momentum when it comes to the kills. And to be fair, so far this round they haven't. 24 versus 21. They're picking up some kills here and extending it, but not by too much. So they're 100% still in this. 22 versus 20. And folks, I hope you don't think I'm biased here. I have no bias towards any of these teams, but I'm a caster who loves an underdog story. And Pain Nation, they look down and out in map number 1. So the fact that they're in here giving it a challenge is great viewingness for me as an objective viewer who has no real ties to any of these teams. But it's hard enough to have ties to a team when you've got a man like Pinel going 25 and 18. You just love to watch a 26 and 18. Warfare has never looked so sexy. As he pops that deadie and decides, you know what, I'm going to get a few more 27 and 18. He's going to make his way around the back of the map and quits. He got the call. He knew to look. He knew it was Pinel. He knew he was confident, knew he was going to make that push. And a good read from the man who is the leader of Pain Nation. And Dimma managed to pick up Muddy Descent, picking up a Quitzy. 16 v 12. That A point is captured. We did miss that in the chaos. That A point is captured. Only one tick now needed at B. And as they pick up that wave of kills to make it 15 v 8, they are going to crowd around this point. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like round number 2 is going to be theirs. And it is. Xtreme Academy go 2-1 up now in this map and are just 1 round away from taking this series and having it be a clean 3-0. Really good performance here from Xtreme. Maybe they were hoping it would be a little more flawless, but they've got 1 foot through the door now in this series. First game of the Katana Gaming League for them. They'll be happy just to get the win. They can refine things later on. But for the moment, one player who really doesn't need to refine anything when it comes to a control on Hotel is Pinel, who is just absolutely dancing through Pain Nation at the moment, and he isn't gonna stop. 29 and 19, a stray grenade is his downfall. As Brownie now 20 and 17, the man surprisingly pulling up the numbers here for Pain Nation, but it's not going to be enough, you would think. Greek 10 and 17, it quits C 15 and 21, beginning to fall to the wayside. Roll picks up 2, and that is a wipe against Pain Nation. And we could very easily see a quick final round here as Xtreme seem to be playing with an extreme level of confidence as Pinel gets more to make it 31 and 20, and Rowe is on a 4. And Pinel was on a 4 there before being taken out. He managed to get another 2-piece against Brownie and a Quitzy before Greek avenges his fallen comrades. And now they are going to get this A point, and they still aren't many lives down. 23 versus 20. This is possible. They could pull this back. Maybe Xtreme Academy will once again get a little bit complacent, but Muddy here has picked up a kill. He's keeping an eye on Greek, as if he knows he's there. And Greek, he makes him weak, but he gets hit with the stun. Interesting battle this. Who's going to come out on top? Greek, he gets the shots, but he misses a few. And you can have strays flying about when you're playing against a team like Xtreme, who are fully confident at this moment. And a Quitzy now. 17 and 23. Just trying to create just the tiniest opening here. Gets hit with the stun. Spots Descent and gets the kill. There's one. Can they make a move from here? It doesn't look like it. Or shut my mouth. It actually looks like it here as the Quitzy and Dimma found themselves on B point. Now Rowe picked up a very good position to get a few kills there. And then Pinel was around the back as well. Xtreme played that, dare I say it, extremely well. As now Rowe has found himself on a 7. I'm not even sure if Rowe has died in the last round and a half, just playing it super safe, super sneaky. I almost get the feeling here that they're not switching up gears at all. That maybe it's a little bit pedestrian from them. They may feel like they have this series in the bag, but Pain Nation managing to get 3 kills here, and they're stacking onto this B point. They need to get another wave if they want to win this. Muddy picks up 1. Muddy's going to be in position to pick up another as he helps Pinel get the kill. And Pinel gets another. I feel like Muddy just made them all week, but now the streaks came in, or someone did call in that streak, but it was to no avail. Now as Greek picks up 2, it's 11v9 here. Dimma picks up 1 as well. Maybe they could get this round. 11v8. It's not done yet. Xtreme, they got to tighten up for the next couple of seconds. Pinel, he's going to try and get that 40. You're absolutely right, Mr. Prime. And with that streak, with that 2-piece, he hits the 40, 41 and 25, 12 objective kills. Take a bow, Pinel, on this hotel control map number 3. As it's now 4v6, you actually may not have it there as Greek with a fantastic 3-piece. And Pain Nation, I thought it was done. I thought that streak had it done, but clearly I wasn't paying enough attention. And maybe Xtreme weren't. Maybe they were trying to get Pinel that 40 bomb a little too much. And they didn't focus on the job at hand. And just like that, they've pulled it back to 2-2. And we are going to the final round here where Pain Nation could maybe take a round and move themselves onto a map that maybe they like. And we could see a reverse sweep that no one predicted. But that is still so far away from them at the moment. They have to get themselves into gear, get themselves through this hotel. And only then will they have the opportunity to visit Mercado. But Xtreme, it's bedtime for Xtreme. It's beddy boys, there's work in the morning. It's a weekday. They're looking to get it wrapped up right here, right now on the final round of this map number 3. But Dimma on a killing spree of 5, make that 6. Have streaks of their own now. And yes, Pinel may get his 50, but the rest of his team has to pull the numbers if they lose. That's still not going to reflect. Because at the end of the day, it's a team game. It's not about the kills on the board, it's about the points. And now Pain Nation, they're on this B, they're picking up kills. And now Xtreme, get a good wipe going there. They can get the reset on B, but there is 2 ticks already taken. And Pain Nation are now going to make their way towards this A by the looks of it, as Brownie's working his way around. He's going to peek Pinel. And what a confident challenge against a player who has been playing extraordinarily well in this control. Pain Nation showing that they're not afraid. And now Brownie, I thought he was going to get the tick, but I didn't see Muddy sneak up there. But Muddy can't get the second. Equitzy is on point. 19v20 now. And that tick was going up at B as well before Pinel managed to get an all-important kill. But there's 2 ticks done at B. That A is moving up quick. And Muddy and Descent are trying to get there as fast as they can. Muddy's going to try and make a push now onto this A just to contest it. And does he get one? He doesn't. But Pinel's there. He gets taken out by Brownie. And that point A has been secured. v16, final round. Pain Nation looking to start what could be the beginnings of a reverse sweep. Xtreme Academy looking to take this home. You've got Pinel on 46 and 30. I tell you what, he's got a lot of kills, but he's starting to get a lot of deaths now as well. Not as dominant as you would like to think initially. As now, Pain Nation, they're on B. They're holding the point. They just about don't get it. It's 12v11. They're going to get another chance to push here. Plenty of time left on the board. So close, yet so far. As Muddy now tries to push up. And Pain Nation, they got to keep the pressure going as Equitzy takes out Pinel. And he's at a slow round, all things considered. Pinel, maybe the KD getting to his head a bit. 9v9 now. Every kill matters. Every gunfight is massive. As Descent picks up 1, picks up 2. On a 4 streak now, Descent pulling it out of the bag at the right moments. He picks up a 3rd to make it an 8v4. And they're going to push out now. Take the final lives. 8v3. Pain Nation were half a second away from winning this map. And now it looks like they're going to be going home with a 3-0 defeat. 6v3. They would have to go flawless. Dimma is calling in the streak. Muddy and Roll pick up kills though. It's a 5v1. Dimma, if you could do this, it would be amazing, but I'm afraid it ain't gonna happen. Dimma, you tried, but it wasn't enough. An Xtreme Academy, by the skin of their teeth, managed to come away with the victory in the final round here. 3-2. And ladies and gentlemen, because of that, they are your winners of the series. Pinnell, he hit that 50 bomb. He got the 50 and 35. And his team win the series 3-0. GG's to both of these teams. Congratulations to Xtreme Academy. Commiserations to Pain Nation, who made this way closer than I'm sure anyone thought it would be at the beginning after that map number 1. But it ultimately just wasn't to be. It was not to be for Pain Nation, who fought valiantly. But they just couldn't do it. And folks, there is your final score as Xtreme Nation, you would think, make it look easy. But for those of you who have been here tonight watching the game will know that it was anything but for them other than that map number 1. Pain Nation gave them a very hard battle. And what a fantastic watch that was. Folks, the first game of the Katana Gaming League was one that did not disappoint. Xtreme Academy coming away with the win, but Pain Nation coming away with a lot of positives that they can take to future games. Xtreme Academy came in guns blazing, feeling very confident, and Pain Nation did not let that get them down, get them struggling. They managed to come back, have a competitive search and destroy, and nearly win that control. They did not give up at any moment. Massive GG's to them for that. But Xtreme Academy were just the better team in the end. Again, you had Pinnell hitting that 50 bomb. You absolutely love to see it. And ladies and gentlemen, I just got to say really quickly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you all in here today. Thank you very much for coming and watching this first game. It's been an absolute blast. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope you are going to stick around as well, because we're going to be casting Borderline every day. There should be Katana games nearly every day, and we are going to be here from them. Remember to follow me on Twitter. Again, gotta spam the quick socials now for you guys. Make sure to hit me up on Twitter, where you will see it's where I'll be most active. Still struggling to speak today, unfortunately. It's where I'll be most active, so you can see updates for any games that I'm going to be casting if that interests you to come along and check them out. You can also find the VODs for these games over on my YouTube. Tomorrow they go up the next day on YouTube on 1440p, and which means high quality, and they go up on the membership tiered section, which is just 99 cents a month. You click join when you are on the Zepcast channel to join for 99 cents a month. It's a way where you can support me as a creator and as a caster without having to hand over £4 or £5, whatever it may be for you guys over on Twitch. Just £1, and if every player from every team was able to hand over just £1 to view all their VODs, then it would mean more than just one person hitting that $5 sub. So if you would consider doing that, it would mean a lot. But of course, if you can't, that's absolutely no worries. And again, just to plug some channels I'm never really on at the moment, I have a TikTok, I have a React channel. Again, since I got a job, not too active on them, but I'm trying my best. And folks, you're here on the Twitch channel, so why not give it a little follow, maybe even a little sub. Again, the subs do support a lot. If you want to help out by subbing, that does mean a lot. But again, if you can't, that is absolutely fine. The follow still means a lot. We got loads of new followers today, people who came in to watch the games. Massive love to all of you who came in to show your support to these teams, and through that, showing support to me as well as your caster. I spent a lot of time working on this stuff to try and just up the levels of production for you guys, and now that we're finally able to use it for the Katana Gaming League and seeing how far this league could go in future, it is really entertaining, really exciting times, and I just absolutely cannot wait to push forward and be casting almost daily for you all. Again, massive GG's to both of these teams in these games. That's where I'm going to leave it, folks. Again, I really do hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you back for future casts, because you'll be seeing a lot of me in the timeline, I'm sure, if you're in the scene, because I'm going to be about casting now. The grind really starts here, and I cannot wait to get started. And also, might cast again in future for Clutch GG. If any of you may recognize my face, I did cast for for challengers before. I did manage to get on that short list, and you know, if I do ever get picked again, I'll be going straight over there. So if you do watch your challengers, make sure to keep an eye out for me, because I might be over there again. But folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace, and well done to Xtreme 3-0.